Hi, good morning. Today is Tuesday, 9th May, and I'll be going over the market outlook for today, after which I'll go over yesterday's trade recap. Okay, so switch my screen share. Now, currently, this is our daily time frame, and this is the previous day low that has been taken away. This is the previous day high here, right here. Now, from a daily perspective, I usually want to look at these things to see what's happening. So this has been swept. This daily low has been swept. So there is a high possibility that we'll see an upward push because of the fact that we're in this upward trend, right? So that's a possibility. This is swept, and then we could see a push upward. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is that we could go down still, in the fact that we have this liquidity resting here. It's a possibility. But as a result of this previous day that has been swept, I think I can look for previous day low that has been swept. I could look for potential buys, but what happens on the smaller time frame will be something to look out for. All right, so I'm going to take a snapshot of that and log that in. So today is okay. You know, when you're trading, you want to react to what the market is doing. You will not, yes, you could have a bias, but you always want to react based on what plays out. When something plays out, you take action based on what you can see. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so that's that. So price could still go because we're in this bullish trend. So it could still come down more daily. Maybe target this liquidity. Okay, no, this thing. So yeah, maybe it may come to take this guy, most likely. So it may come to take this liquidity. So there's a possibility of coming here, and then there's this daily order block here. So there's this daily order block here. Okay, so there's this possibility we could have this downward push before we go up. So, but based on what plays out at the lower time frame, we'll take action accordingly. Okay. Okay. All right. So we go to the 4 hour. So these are markings from previous day. So we have this price has come into this 4-hour order block. We had a fair value gap which got filled. Then we'll come into this 4-hour DOI. Now, on a 4-hour perspective, there is this 4-hour liquidity taken. So my anticipation, this was from yesterday, was that this liquidity will be taken. And when that is taken, so from this, as we can see, the 4-hour is bullish, right? But we are currently in a 4-hour pullback. Okay, so the anticipation, like I said, is a pullback could depend further to come take this liquidity. And then when that happens, it would go. However, there is, because here's the thing, this upward move that pushed up here, right? It wasn't taken, the low wasn't taken. So, this then went and broke here. So the next possible liquidity to come take is this, because this is a low before this high. None of this broke it. It did not close below. Although we have this candle here and this closed below. Okay, so this is the inducement to be taken on a 4-hour perspective right here, this one. And that has not been taken. So there's a high propensity that that's going to go seek this and but then we're still going to watch what happens as price has come into this 4-hour order block. So my first instinct is based on a 4-hour pullback that this liquidity will be taken. But then there's also the possibility of some price action move that was going to take this out of this. And then we could see a push to take out this high. Okay, so just log that in. Look. So let me take some notes there. So I already see that the push downward is strong. Taking this. Okay. Okay, so take that. Okay. All right. So we look at 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Okay. Now here 15 minutes. We had this, we had this, we had this, we had this. So we had a chalk here. Fine. In this one right there. Took out this. Okay. Now I took sales here yesterday. Now I was supposed to enter here, I think, but I missed this entry. This should have been a sweet entry for me because what we have here is price has done this. Okay, so this is inducement. So this is our 50. This is a trade I missed. This is a 15 minutes. Okay. Yeah, so this is our inducement here. This is inducement here. Now, with this, we have this OB here. Okay, 15 minutes OB, boom. And this would have been a sweet place to enter from. Even if you don't catch the initial one, you can then try to catch the 1 minute contention. So this is a trade I should have taken. I wasn't on my desk as I when this happened. This, yeah, 7:45, you know. Yeah, but we'll come to look at it on a lot of times. So, but this is this. So we see here that price has gone up and then we're now on this downward trend. So this most likely will favor what I initially spoke about to target that 4-hour liquidity down there. So we may most likely see we may most likely see something like this, just keep going. Okay, continuing. Right. So maybe from an intraday perspective, what I may be looking at is to capitalize on that, but then also we'll be monitoring what price is doing and then reacting accordingly. But from this is what we have. So this inducement was taken and it came to tap in here. And there's some confluences we see. There is a little bit of chain, although it didn't. There's a fair value gap that was filled there, and then it went, and then it just came tap into this OB here, and then it pushed. So this has been a very sweet trade. When I come to the 1 minute, we'll probably see what would have happened there. Okay, so capture this. Grab that. Okay, now let's come down to the 1 minute. Now let me do this. Okay, so 1 minute. So the 1 minute now. Okay, so there's a trade from yesterday I marked. Let me see if I had left that trade on, if it would have. Okay, so this trade. So thankfully I took this out. I didn't trade this. So I deleted this. So that would have taken me out. So okay. This is the trade that I took yesterday. I'll do the breakdown for this later on, and I back this. I set these entries, but after this trade hit yesterday, I closed all the other pending ones. Okay, so it just came back to tap it. But we'll review this later on. Okay. So what happened? Price came into there and tapped into the OB and went. Okay, so let's see what happened here. So we have this from a 1 hour, 1 minute play. We had a chalk here. We had a chalk here. 1 minute chalk. Okay, so there's really no way I would have entered this, because I mean there's no way I would have entered this unless I was doing a 15 minutes risk entry just from there. But there's no 1 minute signal that would have printed for me to have done anything here. But we see something that happened. So we had this chalk, right? We have, this is an inducement, 1 minute liquidity, but this wasn't taking. We have a little flip thingy. So what would have been a good place to take an entry from would have been here. So I could have entered from here, considering that this liquidity is taking the taps and goes. And then we had this flip that created this. There's a little this. So that's the flip that happened. So initially this way I would have taken, but then when that didn't go, we had another inducement here. So, and then this is a flip. So this could have also been a good place to enter, or it just kept going. Okay, and then we keep going. Now, price could still come back into these places to take, but then I'll just keep observing to see what happens. So this is the first from current price action. This is the first inducement we can see here. This is the first one. So even if I want to take an entry right now, I'll be looking at entering from somewhere here. Okay, but it's risky because there's liquidity resting above it. The safest one is to enter from here, because all of this could come and be taken, so that's the safest place to, the highest, safest one is to enter from here. But then, I mean, price may not necessarily come there. It could just come, take out this inducement, react from here and go. Okay, yeah, but that's the safest. Now, this is the next possible one. So what I could do is to place entries. I could place an entry here. I'm not going to place there's an OB here, but I'm not going to place an entry there because this is liquidity. So I always want to use inducement, liquidity inducement. So I always want to make sure that inducement is taken, and then I come here. And there's a lot of juices that's going to attract price to come here. There's fair value gaps, here, which could serve as pools, to attract price to come that way. Okay, and we have there, the same here, this is here. So there are a lot of these things that could induce price to come back in there to, to take it. So, but for now, this is the entry I'll be looking at. And if that fails, this is the final one I'll be looking at, based on the current market play we're seeing based on this. So either this or this very extreme one. But even if I want to enter from here, I'll at least make sure that the high is covered, or safest would be to just enter from here. So as of current market play, possible 3 points will be this, or that, either one. So for instance, if I was taking an entry from here, okay, and I do a 5 pip sell, okay, this covers this, but then the risk there is that, although I doubt that it will happen, because this OB got mitigated here. Okay, this OB got mitigated here. So because it's mitigated, so this is the most likely one to enter from. Okay, so there was this, it got mitigated by this, it's down, this, so this is the most likely one. So I can place a pending order here. Okay, and I can place a pending order there. So let me do that here. Place a pending order there. So I think that's okay. Where is the somewhere up there? It's around 1.26335. 1.263. Okay, that's around there. 5 people, so blah 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 blah. Okay. Right. Put that away. So I have this, but then I'll just keep monitoring. So what I do, set alert. So this is 1 minute liquidity. So I'm not always looking at the charts because of I live a very busy life. So I just set this alert to prompt me to take action. So liquidity. Okay. So when price comes and taps it there, I would know. Then I'll prompt to take action. And then this is a low. So this enables me to, so if it comes and taps this, I get an alert, meaning that this has broken, so I can come and review and know, okay, because when that happens, for instance, this will be the new inducement, okay, and then I can change what I'm looking at, But this, like I said, this is the highest probability because all of this can all be taken away and then tap in here and then go. So this is the highest probability entry as of now. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm going to save this in my journal. the 1 minute. Okay. All right. So that's what I have here. So yeah, I just wait. So either price, I'm not entering anything until price comes, takes out this liquidity, then I can then start looking inducement and start looking at, oh, okay, let's see what happened. I could decide to place the entry here. So, but I'm going to do that based on what I see play out. So these are the two likely places I'm going to enter from. But this is the most reliable one. Okay, but we'll see. So these two bands would enable me take an entry. So when price comes, take this, I'll get a prompt, or if it goes down, I'll get a prompt. So I'm not always going to be looking at this. I've done this, I've logged it in, and I know what it is that I'm looking for. And when that happens, I'll take an action. All right, so that's that for that. All right, so quickly, I'm going to recap yesterday's price action. Okay, and just give a recap of the trades I took yesterday. So let's turn this on. Okay, so from a daily standpoint, yesterday, so this is yesterday's move, Monday. Now, what I did for yesterday was from a daily perspective, and I'll show you this in my journal. I hope I recorded it yesterday. So from yesterday, the 8th. Okay, so here you have it. So from the daily perspective, what I looked at was I created that previous day high. Okay, you can see the previous day high got swept. So when that got swept, my suspicion was that price was going to go down. Okay, so when it swept, it was going to go down. So that was the outlook I had there. And if you see that from what played out, that was precisely what played out. So this is it. This is the sweeping that happened. Let me draw this here. Let me put this here. So the previous day high got taken, and my session was like, we're going to go down. That was the anticipation. And okay, so that was for the daily. And from what I marked here in the journal, from a 4-hour perspective, this is what we had. Now, that has happened. The expectation was that we're going to come down. There was a 4-hour fair value gap here. So that was going to serve as some kind of inducement to induce price to come downwards. There was this other block, and there was this 4-hour liquidity or induced 4-hour inducement here, which I was anticipating that price would be drawn towards, okay? And that's precisely what happened. Okay, price, drew, it came towards that, move, right? Now, that's what we happen. That's what we see here. Okay. Now, from a 15 minutes standpoint, we have this. Now, there was a trade that formed here. So this is Monday, yes. So why that's what we're looking at, there's a trade that happened here. I think I closed it out, or it should be there somewhere. I'll show you. Yeah, this long switch trade. So what happened? While yes, that's what we're looking at the time, following the 15-minute structure. So we had, this. So looking at this, I just capitalized on the fact that, okay, so when price came into this 15 minutes here, let me take it back a bit to show you guys what happened. So when price came there, okay, for a little circle to showcase this. Okay, so I was about then drop down to the 1 minute. So we have this. So what happened was price came, tapped into this OB, okay, and then did this chalk. I had inducement created. This was a sweet entry, a very sweet entry. Everything was checked. The OB took out liquidity. We had a chalk. We had this inducement. Price came, tapped into it, and it just went. It just went, Sweet trade, very sweet trade. Okay, so that was that. And then, so having done that, okay, the next anticipation was then to anticipate either price to continue higher based on what we're seeing here, or it would play based off what it is that we've already seen. So from a 15-minute standpoint, this is what, we have. But then I was still anticipating based on this previous day high that I was taking. So the moment we broke this 15 minutes, okay, here, in anticipation of the previous day high that I spoke about just now, because at the time of this trade, when this happened, I seen this shock that happened in the 1 minute here was the reason why I took the long in anticipation of the 15-minute bullish structure, right? But right now, the moment this was taken, the high, the anticipation was that there will be a pullback in alignment with the previous day high that was taken, and the fact that this 15 minutes has been broken. Okay, so there's also a fact that Asian high has been taken away. So that was the strong reasons to confluences that stacked up to look at shorts, right? Now, when we head back to the 1 minute, so with that in mind, I was willing to go aggressive on shorts. Okay, so what happened was we had this, so we had the 1 minute chalk here, and then there's a 1 minute chain that was created. So those were confluences for me to anticipate a sell. Now, this missed my entry, like it missed it by a hair. You can see there, I had set this entry, it missed it. So when that missed, I just kept playing the 1 minute continuation structure at this point. So what happened was, this is an inducement, this is a fair value gap. I just waited for price to come in, take that, and then come into this place. So I set an entry there, okay? But it never did. It just reacted off this fair value gap. Maybe if I trade fair value gaps, maybe that would have been the entry, but I don't trade fair value gaps. I use fair value gaps as some kind of inducement to attract price. So it happened, okay, it came down there, and maybe, okay, yeah, so I entered this trade. Yes. Okay, yes, so I was in this trade, and it was going well. I was happy about it. It was going real well. It got to this BE point. I moved my SL to break even, going real good. But then I saw price coming back, so I took out the SL because I didn't want to take it, because my intuition was that, okay, maybe it will come, test somewhere here, and then keep going down. So I took out that. So you can see this BE here. So when price took out this low, I broke even. But then when I saw price coming back, I should have just stuck with that, but I didn't. But price did something funny. So it came, it didn't take out my SL, but on my MFF account, MFF has crazy spread issues and all. I was taken out on this trade. So even though here it did not reach my SL points, but on MT4, I was taken out. It's a loss. Okay, so after that, this is another entry. So even though I was taken out, I decided to go again. So this happened, this inducement. So based on that, I set this entry, but it just never came back for it. It just kept going. So the moment another so at this point, yeah, so this is why I recorded the loss there 1 hour, because so you can see it didn't take it, but on MT4 it took me out. So that was a loss for no biggie, 0.5%, no biggie. Now here, when I saw this new inducement here, I then set this entry. And this was, I think, the entry that then tagged me in eventually. See, yes, so that was one that tagged me. So price just came. So yes, tagged me in there and just went. So as at this time, I had already broken even, just moved SL to somewhere here. And that just went. So based off of this, I saw this inducement created. So I felt, okay, this should be another entry to go. So, and I left this trade, or this was still around 7 something. I think this trade was until almost 9-ish, or almost getting to 10. Yeah. So the moment it hit TP, boom. So yeah, this was like around 8 something. Yeah, 8-ish. Yeah. So when this hit TP, I just deleted every other open this thing, and I called it a day. That's how I ended yesterday. So I just closed everything else. Yeah. So that was how, so 2 trades winners, 1 trade loss, even though, I mean, this would have been 3 trades winners, but that was how that happened, and we are where we are now. Okay, so that's the outlook for yesterday, Monday, the 8th of May, 2023. All right, so right now we're here. I'll keep monitoring price, see how it plays out, and hopefully we get into some good trades. So that's the end of my outlook and my daily recap. You guys trade safely, trade profitably, trade consistently, and have a great time together. Have a great day, have a great moment, and take care.